I figured after getting pick 23 from the Houston Texans that the inevitable next step 2 of this master plan of a process, trading with the New England Patriots for pick number 3, was going to be an open and shut trade. However, that has not been the case. And I tell you what, man, you know how if you're an iPhone owner, you know how at the end of each week, your phone lets you know your phone usage percentage rate as far as compared to the week before. Mine is usually somewhere in the range of a 5% decrease to a 5% increase. Somewhere within that linear. After the Houston trade and being on the Bleacher Report app and Twitter app nonstop, just refreshing, looking for the news, Vikings, Patriots, they made the trade. Here are the details. My phone usage last week up 34%. And I'm just like, man, what is the freaking holdup? But I tell you what, man, I have a theory. You cannot take this excitement away from me, the anticipation. I understand the longer this goes on, it's, oh, we're expecting wide left. Me, I'm expecting the Minneapolis Miracle. I have a theory that the Vikings and the Patriots are waiting to see the results and action taken on the Atlanta Falcons tampering investigation. For those that haven't been paying attention, Kirk Cousins, during his introductory press conference for Atlanta, admitted that he spoke with the head athletic trainer the day before that press conference. Well, that would be before the new league year started, in which case you can't do that because that is tampering, which the league frowns upon. And we understand tampering happens all the time in the shadows. However, when a light gets shined through the shadows on if you're the NFL, you can't just do nothing because it would then set a precedent. The next time that you want to take action and punish an organization, well, then the NFL's Players Association can get involved through litigation and a legal process to say, hey, NFL, you haven't been consistent because when the Falcons were tampering, you did nothing. Now you want to go ahead and throw down the hammer? Make it make sense. And normally it's innocent until proven guilty. But in this case, with Kirk Cousins, for blabbing on, talking too much instead of shutting the hell up, it's guilty until proven innocent. The only way that the Falcons can escape this without punishment is they have to prove that Kirk Cousins is a moron, that he misremembered when he talked to the athletic trainer. He said that he talked to them yesterday when it's clearly a violation. No, actually, he talked to them minutes before this press conference started. I think the Vikings and the Patriots are waiting to see the results of this tampering investigation. Punishment is going to go down. It's a matter of, I came up with 3 different options here. The first being Atlanta forfeits their first round pick. Because if you're the Vikings, you got to really play into this and say, we wanted to bring our MVP caliber quarterback back to Minnesota. It's really throwing a wrench in contract negotiations with our star wide receiver. He wants to know who his quarterback is going to be. The ripple effects of this tragic loss of Kirk Cousins leaving the Vikings and going to the Falcons. I mean, listen, you can't just let this slide under the rug. I think there are going to be 3 options that the league will choose from as far as punishment to the Falcons. The first being Atlanta forfeits pick 8, in which case then picks 11 and 23 for Minnesota becomes 10 and 22. It's a little bit better. Option 2, Minnesota and Atlanta swaps pick 8 and pick 11. So Minnesota, instead of 11 and 23, they've got 8 and 23. Much more attractive to the New England Patriots. And option 3, I hope this is what actually goes down. Atlanta loses pick 8, and it goes to Minnesota. That the Vikings have 3 first-round picks in this draft, 8, 11, and 23, which is a lot even more enticing for the Patriots because now you have 3 first-round picks in this year's draft. We're going to trade up, get pick 3. You get 8, 11, and 23. And the Vikings, they don't have to use a future first-round pick. Hey, bro, there you go. Which would be so ironic if Kirk Cousins contributed to the Vikings quarterback of the future because he talked too much in his press conference with his new team. But let's say, sticking with option 3, that the Falcons pick 8 goes to the Vikings, but yet they still can't pull off a trade up. That's okay. The Vikings are still in a great situation because I did a mock draft with this hypothetical scenario that at pick 8, and I had to give up pick 232 on this NFL mock draft database just to make this trade work. It doesn't matter. At pick 8, the Vikings select J.J. McCarthy, quarterback out of Michigan. At pick 11, Byron Murphy, D-tackle from Texas. 23, Johnny Newton, D-tackle from Illinois. Those are your 3 first-round picks in 2024. Then at pick 108, you go edge rusher here, Brandon Dorlus out of Oregon. 129, adding to the interior offensive line, especially Dalton Reisner is looking like he's going to go elsewhere. Christian Mahogany out of BC. At pick 157, you get a cornerback, Renardo Green from Florida State. 167, Mason McCormick, interior offensive lineman from South Dakota State. 177, Chal Smith-Wade, corner from Washington State. And at pick 230, Torrey Taylor was gone. A.J. Barner, tight end from Michigan. That is what I'm sticking with, just as far as why this has gone on for as long as it has, why the trade with New England hasn't happened. That the Vikings, their draft assets are going to increase in value in some way, shape, or form, that they're just going to wait for that investigation to conclude. That's what I'm choosing to go with. What say you? Your thoughts in the comment section below.